Hello. I'm Lyric. And I'm playing Minecraft. Boris is over there.
I'm here, but only sort of for a little while.
Okay.
Finishing off some work.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll join in. Won't join in. I'll join in.
So guess what? We're doing more chickens. And I pressed the wrong button.
Is chicken's all you do now?
Well, they need constant attention, which is annoying. But I might set some chickens up and then go and work on something else. What are we getting here? Vibrant alloy. That's probably enough. 5, 4. 7, 9, 4. And cows. 10, 10, 10. Oh, look, we're on 10s. That's good. Not on 10s. That's a bad chicken. 6, 6. All right. Oh, the chicken bin is full. Stone in it. Ah. Oh no. Ah, I've got an actual bin. Ooh, not them. Alright. Alright, we will do some cows. Oh, we're gonna get rid of all these seeds. Oh, man. Hmm. Oh. So I'm holding all these seeds. Look at all these cows. Okay. What have I got here? Molten gold, molten silver. So they've not got anything I saw. Oh, whoops! Oh, okay. Fine. Oh, that's seeds, not wheat. I put all my wheat down. Oh. Ah! Hi, Babum. You've subscribed. Thanks. And yes, it's Animal Cruelty Simulator.
That's what we do on this channel.
Yeah.
You subscribe and we just go, thanks.
Thanks. Is that not the correct response? I don't know if these two cows are supposed to. Oh yeah, that's silver. All right. What is going on here? Cows. Got essence of knowledge. That plus red enchanted metal.
Bernie's just subscribed,
Hi, Bernie.
but for one more month.
Oh.
So does he get a slightly bigger thanks?
Thanks. Is that good?
Yep, I think. Is this a thing now? Right?
I don't know.
Do I put it in the group Discord so we all do it?
I guess so.
I'm
No?
being silly.
Oh,
We can if you want.
no.
I think only you can do it properly.
Yeah. Well, everyone's got to do their own version of it.
Oh, or we could record you and use it on. So as soon as someone subscribes, that's what plays. Like it's automated.
I don't know what these gold and silver cows are supposed to be making, but they're not doing it. Okay, I'm gonna grab one of each. All the rest are getting killed. Molten gold and molten silver. Sorry, cows. You're being bad. Come back here. Ah. And a chicken. Come here. Alright. Sheep in there. I wish these animals would stop spawning. Ah, Babum's got a good idea. Just stretch it out to be equal to the number of months. Alright. Let's work on something properly. So, quests. So this is done. I just need to kill the chaos chicken, which I can't do yet because I'm not fully equipped. Storage. Oh, storage is super boring. I can do that. I haven't done that. Okay. I have ender pearl, chests, machine case, and plastic. And I learnt a little while ago, plastic is rubber. I made a rubber chicken, and I was like, oh, why isn't there a plastic chicken? The rubber chicken is a plastic chicken. Ah. Oh. Okay. Oh, I do need to make more storage. So, what am I doing? I know, Babum. I know that's not how chemistry works. It's so silly. But that, what's it called? Black hole unit. Okay, what don't I have? Machine case. Good. Eyes of ender. Move them. I don't have any ender pearls.
So I've been doing work. We will get to what you've said, Bernie.
Oh, sorry.
I
I keep not looking at chat. It's not bright enough or something. I don't know. I need like a ding every time someone says something to remind me to look.
While you're thinking, I've got a very boring story.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm doing work at the moment. It's for a cafe. Every 3 months here, you do a BAS, a business activity statement, which is like every quarter you report to the tax office so that you know how much tax to pass on to them of one sort of tax, because there's a couple of different sorts of taxes. I'm not going to explain it.
No, this is already too much explaining.
Yeah. But basically he was expecting about $20,000 to pay based on the maths that he did in his head in about 4 seconds. Months ago, before it even happened. And now that it's actually come time to calculate it, the total amount came out to $35,635, which he's texted me. and said that like it was a surprise. He wasn't expecting it to be this high. And he's asked me to have a look and see if there's anything that I've missed or if I can do anything to move stuff around and make it less. And I've been working for a couple of hours now, or maybe an hour and a half. And in that time, I've gotten up from 35,365 down to 35,597. So you know who to call when you need to reduce your tax.
So what's that a difference of?
$7. It took so much work. And no, this time, he's not actually. If he wants tax fraud done, he goes to his accountant.
Yeah.
This is like legitimately, has something been missed? But really, what's happened is his business has gone better than he thought it would. He sold more than he thought he would. He didn't factor that in.
I did a thing. I don't know what it is. It can hold... What? Is that 2 billion? It can hold 2 billion of an item. Why do I want that? I guess, actually, I might want that for my chickens. So... I'm just gonna put it here. Okay. My jetpack away. A whole lot of just stuff. Okay, what was the next thing? Black hole controller. Ah! Pink slime.
Also, it was $8.
Oh. You're such a good accountant.
Yeah. Have I told you before that I don't like accountants?
You've told me that you don't like accounting.
Yeah, I don't like doing accounting. I also don't like accountants. Just in general.
Oh. Okay, what am I missing here? Another machine case. Move that.
The bombs pointed out that you can now store 2 billion blocks of dirt.
Great. I need more iron. Why am I always running out of iron? Okay.
Bernie's asked if accountants, whether they stole my ice cream or not, like what happened.
Oh, you just had to be one, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I think it's just a general... The accountants that I've had
capacitor.
dealings with.
Good.
I'm sure that there are some good accountants. Good if they'll probably be very boring, but I could imagine there are some good accountants in like the tax office and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the concept of accountancy I quite like. It's pretty much just taking a big mess and ordering it to make sure that everything is good. But every accountant that I've come across has just, they use their skills to stop people from paying a legitimate amount of tax, the amount that they should be paying. And also, I've never, like not once, have I ever met an accountant that can spell or use grammar like remotely correctly.
What? Accountants definitely should be able to do that.
No, I don't know what it is,
Speed up.
but every single one of them, I think there's part of it is because it's such a time-based industry. When I was a pretend accountant, literally every second that you're on a job is tracked, and then how many seconds that you're not on a job is tracked. So everyone's just hurriedly mashing their keyboard. So there's a bit of that. But there's a weird thing where they would, kind of the way that in the German language does, where it capitalizes nouns. That's what they would do, but in English, obviously. So there's just random capitals all throughout sentences. I never understood it because that takes more effort. I've not seen it from anyone else.
Yeah.
So I'm going to generalize and say that's what the entire world's accountants are like.
Okay. I need to get a pink slime ingot. I have no idea how. Fluid sieving machine. Okay, I did this last time, didn't I? Fluid sieving machine. Put the pink slime in, and then I put an ingot there. Then it poops out a pink slime ingot. So I need pink slime. I need a bucket. Not typing anywhere. 5 buckets. And I thought I could tell some stories from high school today.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to be as
It's
embarrassing.
meant to be pink slime. No! Oh, stupid. Sorry. Ah! Sorry, I've just got a bucket of red that I don't want. I don't know what to do with it. I'll put it in this tank. Okay. No. They're not going to be nearly as embarrassing as Boris's stories. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure you've got them.
Oh,
you're not
yeah.
gonna tell them.
I'm not going to tell them because they're less embarrassing and more just sad.
She doesn't even tell me. She doesn't even tell me.
Oh, I've told you stories.
Not sad, embarrassing ones.
Oh. Okay. Well, I've got a story that I think I am fully in the right, but I'm sure a lot of other people would say, no, I'm very mean and should not be near children. Okay, I think this is pink slime. Yeah. Sorry, I'll just get this slime first.
Did you slap it?
Okay. So at my high school, all the year 11 and 12 students were based on one side of the school, and all the younger students were based on the other side of the school. But you had classes all over the school. They were all mixed up. It was just like where our lockers and like that kind of stuff where we generally hung out. Those were separated. So there's this one very skinny concrete stairway that most of the school had to go through at like the start or any bell time, really. Anytime a bell went, like half the school would have to go through the staircase. And I can't remember if I was in year 11 or 12, but I was a senior, and I was so sick on this staircase of like making myself small. You know when you're in a skinny place and you'd like turn to the side a bit to make it easier for people to go through?
Yeah.
Well, I was doing that, but all the younger students, they would be chatting to their friends and just walk square on and like not even worry about other people, which I guess that's just kids, isn't it? That's what kids do. But yeah, I was so sick of it because I was the oldest student and they should be being nice to me. I don't know. Like, and they just had such an attitude. Like, I'd get hit. We had these compulsory laptop cases that were disgusting. They were, because they were like the mini laptops. I don't know. They're just
netbooks, or
I don't know. They were just small.
Yeah.
Tiny little laptops, but the cases were so huge. They were like tank cases. And they were like, they'd hang on your shoulder. And these kids would just let you get hit by their laptop case. And so I was sick of it. One day I looked down this stairway and there were so many tiny little kids walking up it. I was like, I'm not going to make myself small. None of them are getting small. They're all taking up as much space as they possibly can. And they're even walking like two people, like chatting to each other. So I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm walking straight, like straight on. So I did that and I knocked a kid down the stairs. I didn't get in trouble. No teachers saw it or anything, but I made my point. That's all that matters.
I think I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
We would always have like just whole gangs of little kids, and like our uniform policies were a lot less strict than yours.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a whole gang of kids all in their caps. Because they had the
caps.
We call those flat caps.
Flat caps.
Not a flat cap, but like a flat cap.
What?
A cap with a flat.
Yeah,
brim.
flat cap.
Yeah. But a flat cap is a different thing.
Yeah, there's the same word for the two different things.
Yeah.
So a young person's flat cap, because most people who are wearing modern flat caps have no idea what an old flat cap is. Right. Or that it has that name at least.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd have them walk around and they were like 13, just entered the school, and they kind of walk around as if they own the place.
Yeah, exactly. These little, it's year 7 now. It's even worse.
Yeah, 12-year-olds.
12-year-olds come into your school thinking they're top shit.
I remember it was the very first day of high school. One of my acquaintances, it wasn't a friend, but he was sitting next to me as a year 12. This was before school started. For whatever reason, he was jogging past, and I can't even remember what he said. It was I don't know, something that offended the guy, and he came back and was really nice about it, and just stood towering over this guy who was now scared, and was just like, "You're in a new school now. There are people here who are a lot bigger than you. You shouldn't say things like that." And it was pretty much like, this is your warning.
Yeah. I don't know what this thing does.
So we had quite a violent school. I didn't think it at the time, but now that I think back on it.
Our school wasn't.
We had gang rivalry with the other school. The other school's kids would all pile into cars in the lunch breaks and come over to our school. Because you know the two schools I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The two big
I assumed it was those two schools.
Yeah. They would come over and jump out at the front, run in, and then beat someone up and run back out.
Oh my goodness.
Drive off again. I don't know if it still happens, but that was something that was new to that year.
Yeah. Well, my school, I really liked it, but everyone makes fun of me for going there.
Yeah.
Because...
Just because it's a private school.
Yeah. But it was good. We didn't have people beating each other up.
No, well, that makes it sound
it happened
like
every once in a while, but like maybe once a year, if that.
Mm. And that was like a specific thing that I had started. It wasn't a regular occurrence.
I can make
'cause
that.
I think I went to a good school. Okay. Was happy with it. But it was obviously a lot larger than yours.
Yeah, my school was little.
So just and being a like if you've got a school where you have to pay a reasonable amount of money to go to it, you're probably not going to send you're not going to waste your money on an idiot kid.
The class sizes did get a lot smaller after like year 10.
Yeah.
Because kids were like, no, I want to go to one of the cool schools. And the bigger schools like Boris went to do offer more subjects. So I get that part of going to different school. But I liked my school.
Babam's on your side with the stairs.
That's good. I didn't check back.
And Bernie's school had a tradition where older students would welcome the new 5th graders by literally picking them up and putting them in the trash.
Oh.
And Babam's got an initiation as well. Basically just involved getting the new students to beat each other up. I think everyone was just a little bit scared of the new, like, the new people coming in were scared of the people already there, and the people who were already there were scared of the new people. So it just took a little while, and
I need to make 2 more of those.
I think the violence was mostly just like your typical boys getting angry at each other, and like a whole bunch of teachers who kind of supported it.
Yeah.
One time there was we had intra-school sports once a week. Everyone would, well, unless you played a sport that was at the school, everyone would be bussed away to go play a sport against yourself, like against the school. It's intra.
Yeah.
And I chose to go play. No, actually, this was when I was older, and that stopped, because that stopped once we got to 16, 17. There was an option to every now and then go with the younger students to help set it all up and run it and be in charge of it all for things. Like, I don't know if it was just purely voluntary or not, but I went and did that for indoor cricket.
Of course you did.
Yeah. And the people that went, because when we did it, everyone that went liked it. But for some reason, when these younger kids went and did it, no one there liked it. Like, no one actually wanted to do it. I think they just chose it because they didn't, like, it was the least worst option to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. The couple of kids that liked it, like, I started playing with them just to give them something to do while everyone else sat around. But then the teacher was like, "Oh, all right, we'll just play dodgeball." Because the indoor cricket's in like this net area, so it's like good for dodgeball as well if you wanted that. And then the teacher walked away again and like just left me in charge of them all. And pretty much all of them I hated. They were just the worst kids, all the flat cap kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was this one boy who just started to ignore the rules, and he would just like run over the line to aim for the closest girl as hard as he could. And then he started like taking off his own shoes and throwing it at people, and I don't know.
Kids are horrible.
And I can't really remember what happened, but shoe hit someone and they got hurt. And I just stepped over and just elbowed him straight in the face. He was wearing glasses, so I thought I shouldn't, and he was also like 3 years younger than me. Probably shouldn't hit him. So I'd like elbowed his jaw because he was quite close, and like he just crumpled straight down. And then when I got back, I was thinking, well, I'm gonna be in trouble now. I've like pretty much knocked a little kid out. And then the teacher, thankfully it was this, well, I say thankfully, I do think I probably should have gotten in trouble for that. But thankfully for me, the teacher that got back, he liked me, and I got off the bus and he just said, good job. Because he didn't like the kid either. But then all of his like flat cat friends for the rest of the year all held this grudge against me, and they would like try to intimidate me. And as soon as I got back, I went for a drink, and this guy comes in and says, "Oh, so you think you can hit a guy with glasses, huh?" And
also, yeah. What? It's not my fault you can't see.
Yeah. So I just spent the rest of the year, and like I wasn't worried about it because I was twice their size. And so it was kind of funny, if anything. I just mostly ignored them for the rest of the time.
Oh, that's a lot of silicon I've picked up. Get out of here. Get out of here. No.
So have you ever been in a fight?
Sort of. It wasn't real. In primary school. So that's what are other countries call primary school? Years 1 till 7.
5 till 11 now, but 5 to 12 then.
Age, yeah, that's age,
yeah.
Right? I was like, what are those numbers you've just said? Yeah. So it was, I think no, it wasn't a dare. That was something else. Just this girl was just really mean. Hold on, I've got to remember what happened. It was just like lunchtime or something, and oh, well, that's just doing stuff on its own. Okay. I've got to think. So, yeah, it was just like lunchtime or something, and we were all just being really silly. I remember everyone was in like a really silly mood, and I don't know what we were doing, but
tearing up the school.
No, I pretended to sing. Like I was purposely singing bad.
Oh.
Like it was, I don't know what was going on. It was some joke. But then this girl, who was my friend, I might add, she like genuinely said like, "Oh my God, you're such a bad singer." Like Like genuinely, like I just made it sound like a sarcastic joke.
Yeah.
But she said it genuinely, and like she was just being really mean for no reason. And I just got mad, and this is not something I would normally do, but I just got mad and I hit her.
Oh.
Because it was just too frustrating, and I was little. It was the only way I knew to fix the problem.
If something's broken, you just hit it until it's not broken.
And then she punched me back, and so we started fighting. But it wasn't very much. Like, we didn't even hit each other much, really.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I saw that a lot at school. Kids who they're like, I'm gonna do a fight, and
well, it wasn't even that. It was like
no. I mean, I've made that sound silly. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It was like a last resort thing. Like, I didn't know what else to do, so I just punched.
No, I mean, like, once the fight starts, neither side knows what to do.
Yeah.
They didn't think that far.
Because I didn't actually want to hurt her. I just wanted her to stop. Yay, I did another thing. Yuck things. Oh, where is it? Got one of these somewhere. I don't know where. It's going in here. Okay, well, I don't actually want this. Can I? Oh no.
And Bernie's pointed out that said, I thought it was Lyric who was supposed to tell stories today.
Oh well.
This is the thing we were talking about before we started, because I was like, I knew Bernie was going to say say this and like ask you to tell stories, but you don't want to tell.
Well, I've just got to think of more stories that I am comfortable telling.
But I've got years of practice of badly telling stories at length. But Lyric's not used to playing, and
yeah, it is a bit difficult to play and tell a story at the same time.
Well, this is training.
I'm learning.
And I'm gonna leave you alone for a moment while I go get a drink.
Oh, so
Do you want anything?
No.
Oh, she realized her water bottle was full, so she's sad.
No, that's not. That's not what that was. Okay, I need glass. And I need more thingos. I remember ages ago Armin told me to automate this process, but it's the best I've got. I don't want calculation. I want... Oh, well, I think I need silicon. Oh, man. Alright, and it's just automatically doing it. It's good. Alright, I'll cook silicon for a bit. I'll go back and check on my chickens. What kind of stories do we want to hear? Because oh, look at this googly cow. Because I need like a prompt. Like, I can't just think, what's some good memories from high school of things happening? I need a better prompt than that. Three. Bad first date. I see. I never really went on dates. I don't know if that's just um a me thing or if that's a normal thing that happens to people. Do you ever go on dates, Boris?
Yeah, but so not like only once I knew the person. Like, for example, we could go on a date.
That's true.
But not like before you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
I do have a date story, but it's your day. You're supposed to tell stories.
I do have, this wasn't in high school, but I do have a date story. The one, I guess, proper date I've been on, like with someone that I'd only met them once before, and then like we went on a date to sort of get to sort of get to know each other better. So I met them at a party that my mum was at, because as Boris knows, me and my mum go to parties together.
Yeah. She goes to more parties than you.
Yeah. And it was her work friend. I think he's closer to my age than to her age, but they're good work friends. So we both went to the party. So I met this person there, and I think at that party I got convinced to break up with my boyfriend at the time. And so I did that like within a few days, I think. Okay. Not right then and there.
Just, quick, send the text.
No, I did it in person. I'm nice. What was I saying? And then so I don't even know if me and this person even like talked, like texted much or anything. I can't really remember. But they asked me on a date and I went. It turned out to be like a group date thing, which I am glad for, because if it was just me and this guy, I would have died. Because
did he say it was going to be a group thing before?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Probably. Because I wasn't even sure if it was a date. But he paid for my. It was to the movies. And he paid for my tickets. So I was like, all right, this is a date then. So then, like, by the way, a movie as a first date is a terrible idea because you don't talk. You sit in silence and watch a movie. It's a bad idea. Or maybe if you do like dinner and a movie, that's a better idea.
Yeah.
Something like that. So we go to the movie and then we go back to his friend's house and play board games, which I like. I like board games. But this guy just talked. And Boris knows me well. I don't like people who talk an unnecessary amount.
Oh, that's me.
No. I don't know. It's a way of talking. There must be a llama around here. I keep hearing spitting noises.
I noticed that you...
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I thought it was a giant llama, but then I realized it was standing on something.
Just standing on stuff. So he had to fill every single silence with talking.
Bringing up his own topics, which he knows everything about.
Exactly. And that I had no interest in. And just very strong opinions for no reason.
Yeah. Like I have very strong opinions for comic effect.
Yeah, exactly.
But otherwise,
like that's.
I don't.
Oh, whoops.
I don't think I have an actual opinion on anything.
Yeah. And just saying too many words in general, like, yeah, just an unnecessary amount of words to say things.
I don't like in a way of like trying to sound smart. Or
I guess so. Or it could have been nervousness. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. But when I met him at the party, he didn't talk much at all. So I was a bit annoyed. So I called my mum after spending way too much time playing board games. I was so tired. And I went home. He didn't even get a kiss.
Oh. And then you just said you just didn't respond to him after that.
Oh, that was the wrong button. No, I did say I don't think I want to date you. But in a nicer way. I can't remember exactly what I said. So yeah, I guess that's my bad first date. It wasn't even bad. We're just not a good match. An awkward thing was I had to do his mum's makeup sometime the next year, and when she said, "Oh, you know my son," and said his name, and I was like, "Oh, do I?" Like I just didn't make the connection between the two people. So it made me look even worse. I don't even remember your son that took me on a date. But I did. I just didn't realize that it was that person.
Bernie's called me out for saying I don't have opinions, because I do have opinions on space engineers.
And no, strong opinions are absolutely fine. It's when you have strong opinions on every single thing. And like things that don't need strong opinions.
I think what I more mean is that I've
got to open an internet, but it's going to open in front of the game.
So do you want me? I'll put up technical difficulties and see where it opens. There. Nope. There. Oops.
Do this you can switch back now. Do it every time. Because I'll be like using Google on my main screen and then go, oh, it's time to stream, and then just close it and get my game up and stuff. Forget to move it back over. That's the wrong, sorry.
Oh, did you do it anyway?
No, that was just the launcher. I just forgot to get my chicken spreadsheet up.
My actual non-streaming persona opinions, most of them are I don't know, or I don't have enough evidence to say either way. It's not like I don't have opinions, it's that I know that I don't know enough to have an opinion.
Yeah, and like that's great. For someone to say that, oh, I don't... Sorry, I just drank a lot of water. I've got like water coming back up. For someone to say that, oh, I don't know enough about this to have an opinion, that is way better than just talking nonsense about something that you don't know about. I think, at least.
There was one party that we both went to where there was a guy.
I remember the guy.
The sort of guy, he was like explaining to you how... Well, no, it wasn't to you, it was to my sister. What being a woman was like.
I don't remember that, but oh my god. This yuck cow. Oh, I think I just did the wrong. Yeah.
Am I allowed to tell a story?
Yeah.
But it's your day.
It's okay.
It's just that I also have a going to the cinema story.
Yeah. Okay.
So this was with, I can't remember the names that I came up with and that Mia came up with last week.
Janoodle. But you can't use it because it just distracted me and I didn't listen to any of the story. I would just laugh every time you said Janoodle.
Well, this is the one that was homeschooled, if you remember that. It doesn't really matter who it was.
Yeah.
But we agreed on a date to go to see a movie.
Ooh.
And so, you know the movie Avatar?
Yeah.
That had come out a little bit before this. I don't know how long before, months, a year. And so I knew roughly what Avatar was. I hadn't seen it. I didn't know anything about it. Like, I just knew that lots of people had talked about it, really. Because I wasn't big into movies.
Yeah.
And she really wanted to go see this other movie, so she invited me along to it. And as I went in, I noticed that, we're going to see Avatar, except it's Avatar The Last Airbender.
Oh, no.
And I didn't really understand. I thought, that's quick. Avatar's got a sequel. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it took me an embarrassingly long time of sitting there to work out that these two movies have nothing to do with each other. And I didn't understand. Like, I know now that a lot of people regard that movie, Avatar The Last Airbender, to be a really bad movie.
Yeah, because the TV show was so good.
Yeah. But I didn't know there was a TV show. I didn't understand the movie in the slightest. And like we just sat in complete, like I just sat there just completely stunned, staring at the screen, trying to work out what was going on. And then we didn't even like talk about it or anything because her parents were just waiting out the front. So
yeah, that's
just walk straight out and straight into a car and go on.
Yeah, that's what a lot of my like movie experiences were just you turn up, you buy a ticket and maybe get to stand around with the person you went with and chat for a little bit, go into the movie, and then just immediately leave, go home because both of your parents are there.
I think so. This I'm telling another story.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. You can tell lots of stories. It's okay.
This is going to the bad date thing. I remember this is a different girlfriend, high school girlfriend. We were on a double date, so her friend and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
We went to see. I can't remember if it was this time or another time, but we went to a movie, and I'm pretty sure that time we saw Australia. I don't.
Why?
Because they both really wanted to. They thought it was going to be good. And it is so long.
Yeah.
I was
And
in
it's
the
not
cinema.
that good. Is
No.
yeah.
And I was trying to like really pay attention and be a good boyfriend. Know enough about it to talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
And every time I thought it was finished, like it would just be black for a few seconds, and I'd be like, "The time," and then it would keep going. And yes, Australia, yes, Bernie, Australia has its own movie. Sorry, I was just reading the other comment at the same time. And hi, a very red fox. I've noticed that you've been
Hello.
around for Minty's streams.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen your name. This is a group channel,
Mm-hmm.
so
We've not just invaded
yeah.
Minty's channel.
So I'm Boris, and Lyric is playing,
Hello.
and this
We're
stream.
talking about high school.
Yeah, this stream is just stories while Lyric
While I
gets
play
her
Minecraft.
Minecraft fix.
Yeah. I would like to move on and actually do some other stuff, but I keep getting like stuck in cows and chickens. Okay, what have I got to do? Oh, that's why I'm not doing this. These stupid things. Let's go make more computer chips.
Or was it frozen?
Yeah, it just
It'll
takes
come.
a second.
Okay. Yeah. So we're 16. We've gone on a double date to this incredibly long and boring movie.
Mm-hmm.
Get out, and then the plan is to walk down the street a little bit and go to a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is that, like, my girlfriend and her friend, they wanted to be adults.
Right.
They wanted to pretend to be adults and do an adult night, like dinner and a movie, except...
Oh, okay, yeah, that's...
No, but because we were kids, we had to go movie then dinner, because otherwise it would have been too late.
Yeah.
Which I think might have... I think that was an alright... Then you got something to talk about at the dinner.
That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, but the point was is that we were going to have like adult conversations and be an adult.
Oh, okay.
That was the idea. I just sort of went along with it. We went to the restaurant, and the meal largely went fine, except he spent... And I don't understand why restaurants do this. Like, this was supposed to be a nicer restaurant, but it still had TVs. Like, I don't know why every place has to have a TV in the corner. And there was rugby on, so like the other boyfriend, he just spent the entire time watching the TV and like didn't say a word or anything like that.
Yeah.
Occasionally there'd be like a stoppage in play, and like he'd come down and say something, and it was just like straight fixated on the TV again.
Oh, this is...
So she
Out
was...
of the way, llama. Yeah, why are they... Oh, I'm holding wheat. That's why they're in my way.
Yeah, so the entire time, my girlfriend's friend, she was just getting more and more annoyed at him because he wasn't paying attention to the adult date. He was just watching TV, which was kind of awkward to to sit there with. And then once that finished, like the game finished, and it was halfway through dessert, and then like everyone starts getting a bit silly and messing around. Like we start being kids again. And we had this idea to push the end of a straw into a straw to make an extra long straw. And then you'd push 3 straws together and 4 straws until you got a really long straw. And then, like, sucking a drink from across the table sort of thing. And then he does this with a shorter straw, like a 4-long straw wouldn't work with this, but it was with ice cream in a bowl. And he was, like, sucking and sucking and sucking, and then, like, completely out of nowhere, there's just vomit all over the table.
What happened?
I don't know. We didn't stop to ask. He was just, I don't know, all the sucking and the eating and the, I don't know, whatever it was. Maybe he doesn't have a good, like a
oh my goodness.
good stomach. But yeah, it was like ice cream colored.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And like we all quickly like arranged like a barrier to stop it going on the floor. So it was, and then all our teenage brains knew to do was to just run away.
Oh.
Like I was following the whole day. I was just following along with what they were doing, and then they just got up and like just ran out. Like, oh, okay, we're running out, and then we just ran all the way up the main street. And there was like an amphitheater thing halfway up the main street, and we like sat up there, wondering if someone was gonna
come and get you.
Yeah. And that's when we decided that the night was done, because couldn't do anything more than that. And then our parents came to get us.
Aww.
But apparently I won the date, because I did better than him, because I didn't vomit on the table.
Well, that's fair, I guess.
I didn't realize it was a competition.
Yeah, I don't think dates should be competitions.
No. I was 16, Bernie. And I like that our really adult date night just ended in vomit and running. And there was another person from school in the restaurant at the time that saw all of it and had the biggest, judgiest face on.
Don't stop.
Okay,
this logic press.
Bernie says something entirely fair, not to be mean, but you acted more like 5-year-olds.
Yeah. Need more.
Okay, this is a good topic. Where's the worst place you vomited?
Oh, definitely the bin outside Aldi.
Oh no.
I was very lucky it wasn't the cash register at Aldi. I just had a bit too much to drink the night before, and then my mum made me go shopping.
Oh.
And I was in the school jersey.
Oh.
So that was a quick answer.
Yeah.
Where's the worst place you vomited?
I don't know if I've got a good, because I've tended to have a fairly, like, good stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have vomited in a few toilets, but that's not a...
Yeah.
I guess it's not a bad place, but how I felt at the time had a quite bad, I don't know, like vomiting bug.
Mm.
No, it would have been about 15, 16, 17, somewhere around there. And I remember I was carrying, and like the whole family had it. So the whole house, we were living in a small house at the time, the whole house just smelt of vomit. And like no one could help each other, no one could really do anything. It was just like this war zone. And I remember probably one of the worst that I've ever felt is when I was walking. I was using an old ice cream container to vomit into. I was trying to get to the toilet because I knew this was going to be too much for a bucket. I tried to drink and eat, and I knew it was all coming back out. And I didn't make it. Like, I'd fallen over. Literally just my legs gave out. And I was maybe 2 meters from the door of the toilet. Just lying in the hall on my side, vomiting in the direction of an ice cream container.
Oh, that's so sad.
A lot of it missing. Just not knowing when it's going to end. Thinking I should probably go to like this feels like I should be in hospital.
Yeah.
And then genuinely thinking, well, I
guess this is it.
Yeah.
I die now.
But I haven't like vomited. Apart from the one time when I was like an extra small kid, maybe 8. That's not extra small, small. Where I had, I've definitely told this before, an intestinal infection. And my mum had felt so bad for me after one of the appointments.
Oh,
yeah. I was finally getting a bit better after weeks and weeks of it. She felt so bad for me that she bought me a little ice block, like a little water lemonade flavor ice block. And I ate most of that and then just painted the inside of the car. Very Red Fox says, I was at a friend's party and I couldn't vomit in a toilet, so I went outside to a bush, did it there.
Yeah, I've vomited outside a lot.
You were more of a party person than me.
Yeah.
You're definitely not anymore.
No, I want to sleep. No, I would still party if
I wasn't here.
No, if we did it together. But between the two of us, we don't have that much want to.
No,
so.
Nor friends.
Yeah, that you do need friends for parties.
Friends are on the internet.
Yeah, it's hard to have parties on the internet. I was really looking forward to the knit away.
Yeah. I don't know whether what pronoun to use. A very Red Fox.
Yeah.
But said I have a strange aversion to throwing up in toilets. Yeah, I don't like it. Like I don't like sticking my head.
I don't think anyone likes it.
Yeah, but no, I completely understand that you'd. Okay, so he, him. Like the few times that I've had to do it, I've always thought that's where poop goes, and my face is here.
Yeah.
Because I've never thrown up drunk. I've always thrown up with a hangover.
Right.
Like in the morning, especially, as soon as I wake up. Because when you're drunk, you don't care where you are. And he'd be a party goer if he didn't develop such severe social anxiety. I go through phases of struggling.
Yeah.
And then phases where that's all I want to do. So I can meet everyone and decide everyone's my best friend and tell them all we're all gonna have a party next month. And then next month I wouldn't be able to socialize with a wall.
Yeah. I mean, socializing with a wall seems pretty hard.
Oh.
I feel so sorry for people at work with me sometimes because I feel like I am a brick wall that they're just trying to bounce words off of. I don't have any crystals. I need crystals.
I was trying to think of some silly work stories, but work has mostly just been depressing for me. Like all the places have been awful and
yeah, I don't have any good work stories.
Babom's Babom. Why am I mixing? Babom has completely messed my mind up with your name. Bernie's pointed out that you accidentally punned.
Can I?
Yeah, you said socializing with a wall feels very hard.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
a pun?
wall's hard.
Oh. Alright, do I still have sand in here? Okay.
You had another thing that you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah. So I was at the grocery store earlier, because we needed chicken. So I was in the chicken section, and I was thinking about what we were gonna eat tonight. And next to the chicken was kangaroo. So I got kangaroo burgers, and we had that for dinner. And I just made the burger that was on the picture on the front.
Was it like disregarding the kangaroo?
Yeah.
The rest of it was quite an Australian burger.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly just the beetroot.
And an egg.
I think if you put a slice of beetroot on pretty much any burger,
It becomes an Aussie.
yeah.
Usually it's an egg as well. I don't know why that's Australian, but yeah, a beetroot and an egg makes an Australian burger or whatever else. I don't know. It's just burgers, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think kangaroo is a nice meat.
Yeah, it's always just sort of tasted a little bit thing.
Well, the thing is, the only way I've ever liked kangaroo is to just smother it in other flavors so that you don't actually taste the kangaroo.
Oh. So I've always thought of it as like the texture of beef but without any flavor.
No, well, it has like a weird, like almost fishy flavor, I've thought. But that could have just been that time, like that whoever cooked it when I ate it. Because I used kangaroo mince to make little mini pies, and they were really good. I really enjoyed that. But they also had Vegemite in them.
Oh.
And it didn't like taste like Vegemite, but it was just a really good combination of flavors. I don't remember what I'm making.
Sounds like very red foxes from New Zealand. It's good. That's another time zone. Another time zone that's actually awake when we're here. They also put beetroot and egg in the burgers, and desert kangaroo is very gamey.
Yeah, very much. It's very lean.
I know when I was little, my mum used to get it all the time when it was cheap.
Yeah, because it is cheap because they're basically pests.
Yeah. And I don't have any memories of it either way, like of it being good or bad.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. I've eaten it quite a lot and have no opinion of it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably
So.
why, because you've eaten it a lot. Like, it's just sort of doesn't matter.
So kangaroo reminded me of the time I had whale meat in Japan.
That's
so
Red Fox.
Yeah.
That's not Boris saying that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is also recorded for YouTube. The chat's not on screen, so
yeah.
I should remember to do that. Why bother catching it if it tastes like that? It tastes like kangaroo. Like,
yeah, just catch kangaroos.
Yeah.
I've got to find a better way to get these crystals. I guess I could just empty out this box. I don't know what to do with any of it. Oops. Oh no. I do have a bit of a storage problem. Oh no, not wheat.
Apparently, lamb burgers are most common with egg and beetroot.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I've told you this before.
Mhm.
I've stopped ordering when we go places. I've stopped ordering burgers.
Yeah.
I think we're always, well, I am. I mean, I'm always disappointed with a burger. I don't
Mm.
I don't dislike them, but I always think that other thing would have been better
Yeah.
than this thing that I've struggled to eat and now feel too full and my hands are just covered in sticky.
I like burgers.
Hmm.
I really like burgers.
Strangely, I'd probably like them more.
Mm.
What's that word? The
Don't know what word.
where you pull apart your food,
Deconstructed.
deconstructed. Yeah, I'd probably like a deconstructed burger better.
That's sad.
So Vera Fox says we had the whale meat as part of our staff lunch while I worked at a school in Japan.
Ooh.
Many of the younger staff said that they understood why it was silly, because it was essentially a post-war meat caught because it was cheap and abundant.
Well, then they absolutely should stop getting it because it's no longer those things. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, is it now more of a luxury thing, or is it...
Probably. That doesn't make it okay.
No, but like might explain the economics of it.
Yeah.
With caviar.
Yeah.
Caviar was a poor person's food. It tastes bad. I don't think, like... I'll read the comment first. They should stop getting it, but the old people in charge have nostalgia for it, even though the taste has to be covered by deep frying it. I think... I guess, especially here in Australia, and I assume New Zealand as well, Japan gets the most press for whaling. But I think we forget about like, Norway and Iceland.
Oh, I didn't know they did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They ignore the international whaling treaties as well. And they go out and do all the same thing. And again, I think it's mostly... and yeah, they do the Dolphin Cove thing. Is that where they, like, all the dolphins are either chased or they wait for them to all come into a cove and then the entire cove just turns red?
Oh, well, it sounds sad.
And like what you're saying with older people having the nostalgia for it, it's more of a cultural thing. Like it's not because anyone actually wants to eat it or do it. We had this, and yep, Red Fox just confirmed that they wait for the dolphins to all swim into the cove and then slaughter them all because it's tradition.
No.
But see, we had this debate a while ago,
Yeah.
probably nearly a year ago, because here in Australia, a lot like most native species are protected. There are a few that aren't. Like, for example, kangaroos aren't because they're everywhere. But pretty much everything else is. Except for there are a few animals that if you are indigenous, you can kill them as part of cultural practices.
Turtles.
Yeah, turtles and dugongs. Things like that. And, like, we were having the debate whether that was right or not, whether they should be allowed to continue their cultural practice that they've done for a very long time, or whether, like the rest of the world, for example, the Norwegians, who have this cultural thing that I assume has been around for a while, at what point do
you say it's not allowed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you change it, or you remember it in other ways.
Okay, it's definitely silver and gold. Okay, because I've bred these cows together so much, they will not give me the right cow. Got a llama. Alright. Crystals. Maybe I should get more auto sieves.
Do you have a want to travel more
Not
when travel's a thing?
not really. I would enjoy it once I was there. And I
Yeah.
would enjoy, like, there are a lot of things I do want to experience. But the thought of traveling sounds awful. Can I just get all the experiences to come here?
Because I grew up with a family that was not at all interested in traveling. My mother is of the opinion that there is nothing overseas that you can't get here,
Yeah.
which is completely untrue. And we weren't a wealthy family at all. We weren't like we had what we needed, but not really like we didn't have much of what we wanted. So holidays weren't really a thing. I think the only, unless I'm forgetting something, the only holiday that we had was 3 days where we stayed in a cabin, I think, in Harvey Bay. Sorry, the only person that would understand where that is was reading and not listening.
No.
Oh, okay.
Had a place in Harvey Bay.
Yeah. And didn't really do all that much. I remember I swum in this is back when I could swim. Now I refuse to swim. But I swum in, I don't know, I would always have a problem with chlorine. Like my eyes would go all red from chlorine. But I swam in this saltwater pool that was really salty. And then after that, I could barely open my eyes. So I spent one whole night. There was like one bed in the corner, and they put like a blanket up. They sort of found a way to hold it up across this bed so that everyone else was in the other half of the cabin, being like having fun, doing all the stuff, eating, playing games, and I was in the dark behind this blanket on a bed because I couldn't look at the light.
Aw, that's so sad.
I didn't really sleep, so the next day I was all tired. Spent a fair amount of time going from pharmacy to pharmacy trying to see, first, if anything was open, and second, if there was anything in there that could help. So that was my full experience of travel. By the time I got into being an adult, and then being an adult, I was mostly worried about just not, being able to pay the rent.
Yeah. Money is an annoying thing. Ah! Oh goodness. That sound was me completing one of these pages. This storage page is finished. Look at that little tick. I don't get an extra prize for finishing it though, which I'm a bit annoyed at. But I did get 8 chance cubes. Let's go pop some chance cubes.
Ray Red Fox says, my parents instilled in me a fear of thieves and accidents while traveling. Yeah, that's not far off what my mum did to me.
Mm.
Because I
Hey.
finally got the chance. Didn't really save up enough money for it. And it was right after I'd met Lyric. Like, it wasn't that long after anyway. So I met you in September and I went in October.
Oops. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Nidaway, which is the Nidtubers here. There's 10 of us in the group, and every 2 years, barring years of global pandemics, there was supposed to be one in April this year that didn't happen. Every 2 years we try to meet up in one of our countries, because we're spread across a few. And I couldn't go to the first one, but then this second one, it was in the UK. So this was going to be like my first travel, first time on a plane.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I almost made Boris miss his flight.
Yeah.
Because it had been such a long time since I had gone to through an international airport or an airport at all, that I just forgot how it all worked. And we sat.
And I'd just given myself up to you to tell me what to do.
Yeah, Boris just trusted me to tell him what he had to do, and I didn't. And he had to run to his.
Yeah, everyone else was waiting for me.
Yeah.
As I got on
the plane was gonna leave without you.
Yeah. And I didn't really. I'm really glad that I packed light with my carry-on. Because there's so many other people who just brought on so much.
Yeah. Pointless.
Yeah, and I just had a small backpack, a very small one. But just what I needed for the flight.
So I can't get there. All right, we're going on a big journey. Oh, it's gone.
And then I looked through all of the entertainment and everything, and then sort of just went, I don't want to watch any of these things. So I just got out my phone, plugged my phone in, and then my phone was the TV for the however long that was. It was nearly 30 hours all up, including the layover. But that's where I get really anxious with travel. Being in the right place at the right time. I just don't.
Oh, I felt so bad.
No, that's not your fault. I know it's not good for the environment, but I've stopped using trains and buses in the city, because we live a couple of hours out of the city. Whenever we go there, I've just I just bring my car now. I don't want to use public transport, because the entire time I'm just anxious that I'm going to end up somewhere
something's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I've not grown up with it. So a plane was that times 10.
Yeah.
This entire, I didn't sleep once on either the trip there or back.
Oh, no. That's so sad.
Yeah. That's why when I got back.
Oh, yeah. I was so worried about Boris, because he was loopy and not in a fun way.
It's just running on adrenaline.
And you had some health problems leading up to it.
Yeah, and I wasn't feeling that great.
Yeah.
As well, I spent too much of the end of the trip in the UK in a toilet.
Aww.
But I had that as well, and then combined jet lag and not sleeping for the nearly 30 hours. and I had enough adrenaline for the car ride back, but then
Yeah, and you were so hot. I remember
it was a hot day.
Yeah, so you had just come from the UK in winter.
Yeah.
Well, back to Australia in summer.
Yeah. Because it was over 35. I know that. I think it was like, I know a lot of that week, because I was looking at the temperature of that home, and a lot of that week was 38. Yeah, and I'd just come from a place where it was 10 degrees. And I just couldn't handle it. And I just collapsed.
Yeah, and I had to go home. So I remember leaving, because your house is just, well, the house you lived in then was so hot.
Yeah.
It was not a good house.
A little hot box.
Yeah. And I remember just putting like a fan pointed at you, and I think like a wet washcloth on you, and I was like, that's all I can do. I've got to go. You've been asleep since we got home.
Because I didn't even realize I'd fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Because I'd come out, I was going to stay up until nighttime to try and help readjust to like the body clock as best I could. And I'd made it like 10 minutes and fallen asleep on the couch. But then I woke up and it felt like nothing had happened. Like I was in, like I hadn't fallen asleep. It was like just a long blink. And then I didn't know where you were. And I was really sad. I was just like, oh, I've been with people nonstop for 2 weeks and now suddenly I'm really hot and alone.
Oh, that's so sad. I cried when I came home from going overseas. It had the last leg of, because I went on a school trip to the US, and the last leg of it was just awful. Everyone was miserable and tired and sick of each other, and there was an accident on the way to the airport, and we were pretty sure someone had died, and so everyone was in a bad mood. And we weren't involved in the accident, we just were driving past it and stuff. And but yeah, so I slept the entire plane ride home. I fell asleep before they had even finished the safety announcement. And then I slept. I managed to steal pillows in my sleep.
Oh.
All people were giving me pillows. I don't know, but I ended up with so many pillows. And I woke up. There was a bag of snacks in front of me, so I was like, excellent. I ate all the snacks and I watched Phineas and Ferb. And then the plane landed. It was really good. But so tired coming back into the airport, and I was just looking down, just walking. You have to walk through all the stuff. Party pickaxe broke. And my parents had made like this big, like you see in movies, like a big sign that says like welcome home and whatever. I did not even notice. I was just looking down and walking, and they had to like come up to me and like tap me on the shoulder for me to even realize they were there. And then I just started crying. I was just so tired.
Yeah, we had that, especially like for long haul trips, which is pretty much any Australian trip.
Yeah.
Even worse for New Zealand, because you have to go from New Zealand to Australia for a lot of them. So yeah, you've come back from a long haul trip, and everyone there is excited to meet you, and they've got all
and
the
you're
things.
just miserable.
Yeah, and you just You don't want anything to do with them.
Mm.
Very Red Fox says, I love flying. I had dreams of... it says paying my way, but I assume... Oh, yeah, sorry. I had dreams of paying my way through flight school up until I had some recent career disasters and a bit of a mental health crisis. That I would like... I do like flying.
Mm. Yeah,
You know,
I like it. My family traveled a fair bit because my dad's side of the family live in Tasmania and Melbourne, so we traveled down there quite a bit when I was a kid.
Yeah, we're up in Queensland.
Yeah.
And I'm sure things will come... You'll find a way to fly. I must say living and working in Japan was hard. When I came home, I was very grateful to be back. Yeah,
This is all Red Fox.
Yeah. Sorry, I have to pick a cat up.
Yeah, she was doing little pretend hops.
No,
that's not 88.
Yeah, Bernie and... I assume Bernie and Babam are still around. There's usually another couple in these. This isn't a good time for most of the... They're all from Europe, so... Our Monday streams are usually pretty alone. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so going to the UK was easy because like I've grown up and been completely immersed in UK culture and new like I often know more about what's happening in the UK than people who are living there. Plus, like it's pretty much identical to both Australia and New Zealand. So, a cursor?
What is all this? This is from a chance cube. Oh, I'm full of cobble. Sorry.
Yeah, going there was easy. Like it didn't feel like there were slightly different customs, and the way things were built were different, and like all of that was interesting. We spent the whole time like nitpicking, Apple and I, just nitpicking the tiny differences. And I had a big thing where they just use so many cones on the road, and I still don't like it. You don't need that many cones. But even going to somewhere like Japan scares me. Because I just... Like it worries me that I wouldn't be able to find my way round or to ask for help or... a lot... Of course, all of my knowledge is based on like the very little that I've seen from pop culture and the like, which probably isn't that accurate. I don't know how widely like English is spoken in Japan now compared to when I got all the information. But then, like we've talked about
moving to Canada.
Yeah, like semi-seriously.
Yeah.
We thought if instead of doing knitaways every 2 years,
we'll just all live together all the time.
Yeah. Especially because like I was ending a job, so like
and my job is pointless. I should
like,
get a new job.
Aw.
I don't know how. Leave me alone.
There's two of us that live in in Canada, and it seems like a
Get
a
out of my way.
relatively sensible, like no one would want to come to Australia. I think, like we've got, apart from
Apple
the,
mentioned it,
yeah,
but I don't know if he was serious.
Apple did think about it a long time ago actually when he was in the police force, because he would have been able to transfer for like
Ow.
foreign experience,
Yeah.
whatever the term is for it.
Alright, you stupid little...
And yeah, so like I think here has everything that people would want, but no one would
It's a...
accept the heat.
Yeah.
And maybe even more so the wet, because like even Armand, who lives in Western Australia, wouldn't want to come here because it's too humid.
Well, let's all go to Western Australia then. Eh? We'll live in Armand's yard. I should have waited till I was healed.
So we want to go live in the place with the highest pings.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just eating forever.
Perth is the most remote capital city in the world.
Is it?
Or major city. I can't remember what the term is. It's only like a state capital. Very Red Fox says, I really wanted to live in Canada. One of my mates got offered a job there and he's very jealous. And all of these jobs you describe sound so grown up. I miss having the opportunity. Yeah, there's a few people in the NidTubers who have really serious jobs.
Yeah.
Like, Apple had a really serious, like, we can't talk about it. It's that serious. He doesn't anymore. He's only just gotten out of it. And so does Sal. She runs a quite important well, I don't know if she doesn't, I don't know, there's so many layers of bureaucracy. She ran, I should say, an important
Twitch channel.
Part of the Greater Manchester City Council stuff. Like they were in an arm's length organisation that did planning and I don't know. Ernie would know more than me, but Sal actually is full-time streaming now. I don't think we've got serious jobs now.
No.
Well,
I definitely don't.
Yeah, Anubis is still a serious contract developer, like business apps developer.
You would have a serious job.
Would.
If you did it.
Well,
No, because you're not like taking new clients and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if I would.
I don't know what's a serious
glorified
job.
Yeah. I think I'd be a glorified bookkeeper. Completely unqualified bookkeeper.
Whereas I'm a cleaner. I just clean stuff. And even then I don't always clean stuff. Sometimes I just sit down.
Bernie says Sal used to personally hold up all of Manchester's many bridges at the same time. Bernie's local county didn't even have a rail connection until 5 years ago. Red Fox says, I'm 32 and people 6 years younger than me have job titles like senior analyst and team manager. Various companies around my city. It's hard to feel so far behind. I
They're
think
just on a different timeline than you are.
I think the well, firstly, like a lot of these people, the job title sounds a lot more impressive than what the job is.
Yeah, I tried to make my job title a lot more impressive than it was.
Because yeah, I can make my job title sound. Someone suggested that I should be a solutions architect.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm basically just doing all the paperwork for a couple of small businesses where their bosses would be clueless, like doing it.
Man, that was a long chance cube. Alright, we got 2 more.
But I don't have any qualifications in anything.
I have a diploma in art studies.
Yeah, I was waiting for.
Which is useless. Where is it? Is it invisible?
You have arrows to shoot at it?
I was just gonna whack it.
Yeah.
There, I got it. What was that? They're not.
Very Red Fox says, I have a university degree and diploma in fine arts. So that is done one better.
Yeah.
You've got a diploma in art studies, but his is fine arts.
Yeah, that is better. Mine was mostly drama based subjects.
And wants to know what is
visual.
watching, what this mod is.
Oh, this is Stone Block 2 Minecraft mod pack, I should say.
There's heaps of mods in it.
Yeah. Some that I don't care for. Okay, what? Crystals. That's what I need. I was waiting for this man. Give me all the crystals. No, not that stuff.
It's a diploma in painting and illustration.
Oh.
Fine arts. But that does, I think that actually, well, it depends what sort of job you're going for. But in a lot of the like workforce, that would probably sound better. Like it's telling potential employers what you actually do.
Yeah.
Or what you can do. Because if you just go up and say, I can do a fine art.
I upgraded it. Nice. Okay. Oh no.
Have to step away for a moment. Back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what am I missing now? Logic. Alright. Old. I am thinking about going back to uni, but I don't know what I would do. This is frustrating. talked about doing optometry, but, well, Bernie, when I went to uni in the first place, I was doing a Bachelor of Secondary Education. I was going to be a high school teacher. But, kids are yuck. And I don't want to tell them to go and get jobs. So I didn't think I should be a teacher.
Bernie's saying that you should do primary instead.
No,
I think
that's even worse.
Yeah.
I'm not good with kids. I don't know how to talk to them. I just don't understand them.
I remember once a kid came up to you, asked you how old you were, and then when you responded, she said, "But why are you so small?"
Aww.
She thought you were still a kid.
Yeah, that's happened a few times. I co-directed a children's play, and that happened there too. A kid came up to me, and because I was doing like the role, the roster, whatever other places call that, the checklist of children. And one of the girls came up to me, like she was the youngest of the group. She came up to me and asked me why I didn't have to check my name off. And I said, because I'm an adult. Only the kids have to get checked off. And she said, no, you're not. How old are you? And I told her my age, and she said, no.
Oh.
She just told me no. I'm not that old. So I guess I'm a kid.
Yeah, so a very red fox said, "I had a dream about teaching art. I would enjoy teaching English or art if I can get my mental health under control."
Mm-hmm. That is what I was going to teach. I was going to teach English and maths. But then the maths got too hard. I should have just stuck with it. I quit my maths course before the first class because it said each class was worth 5% and you had to have everything finished before the class. But I didn't understand any of the first week's work. So I just quit it before I even started it. So I should have just gone to that lesson to understand it all. And then I could have been a maths teacher.
Mm.
But I'm not. Because I chickened out. It was the worst. Oh, what am I missing?
Bernie said he wanted to be a primary level teacher, but couldn't get a placing, so ended up doing secondary for a few years before quitting. Should come here. We need teachers.
Yeah. And I don't want to teach primary school kids because they're stinky. No, teenagers are stinky too. But at least you can talk to a teenager and they'll understand you. They might ignore you, but at least you know that they understand what you're saying. That's what I'm not good with kids.
I wouldn't be able to be responsible enough to be... because all of the ideas that the kids would have they just sound too good. Like, I just want to do that. Whenever I'm with kids, I just want to mess around and do the stupid things they're doing.
Well, I've run out of crystals. I don't know how to get or quicker? Mm,
A very red fox says, I had a kid in Japan ask me why I had holes in my earlobes. They're pierced for small plugs. I explained it was for jewellery and that it's a fashion in New Zealand. She just looked at me and said no. She was 15.
Oh my goodness!
I just don't wear a collared shirt to work, or I just don't want to. It's one of them.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to go to the mining dimension.
It was don't want to. Don't want to wear a collared shirt to work. Yeah, I don't mind. Like you've said that you would like a job where you have to dress up.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, yeah. Because I used to have like an office job, and where the like ties weren't like especially we were in a regional town, and in Australia, ties weren't what's the word, compulsory, but the boss kind of heavily implied that they were. So like just that, not even a coat or anything.
Get out.
I don't mind it, but really only in winter. In summer, it's a real problem, especially at that point. I didn't have enough money for a car with air conditioning. So I would just turn up to work sweaty.
Boris the sweaty mess.
Yeah. And then like at lunch, when I realized that I didn't want to just sit in the depressing lunchroom, like with the two other sad people in there along with me, decided to start driving home for lunch, and I'd just eat there and come back. I wasn't far from work. But just the walk to the car and back, I would just ruin a shirt. And the extra time in the morning, it's much worse because like you were thinking about real estate.
Yeah.
So you'd need to wear like makeup every morning, so you'd have to get up and it'd be like an hour or more of getting dressed and makeup, and whereas the place that I worked before, like I work for myself now, so a lot of the time I'm barely wearing clothes. But when I have to go out, like it's just casual clothes most of the time because it's Queensland. If you turn up wearing a tie, people will just stare at you and like, what are you doing that for? But before that, my last actual job was just a polo shirt, and you could wear shorts if you wanted, but I wore jeans and that was it. That was nice.
Good.
Sorry, that was a boring story about clothes. Bernie says, just to be clear, I was saying that he couldn't get any placing at uni for primary level teaching studies, and he later quit studies, not work. No, you quit work and you never worked. You will refuse to work for the rest of your life. A Very Red Fox says, my problem is that I actually have quite a young mentality, and I can very easily become friends with young people, so it's hard for me to see myself like in a position of authority or somehow older and put together compared to these teens. And I think I'm slowly starting to, like, I know what you mean, and I've had the exact same feeling. I think I'm slowly starting to feel a bit different about it because of the number of times now where I've gone to different places and sort of looked behind the curtain and found that it's a bunch of supposedly older people who are in charge, in authority, who are supposed to know what they're doing, and they absolutely do not know what they're doing. They're just making it up exactly, well, making up even more than I am, and I'm making it up most of the time. I remember when I went into my, because I got offered a full-time job right out of school, and I was the like the orientation was done by, there were two, there was one 24-year-old and one 28-year-old in there, and at that time, because I was still 17, they seemed so like they knew so much, and they were so authoritative. But I can see now that they were just clueless as well. Sorry, I'm being a bit distracted by Lyric's face.
Well, riddle me this. This machine is an energetic infuser, and it's got augmentation slots. And so see, when I look at it in blue, it says what mod it's from. So this one is from Draconic Evolution. This one's from Thermal Expansion. When I type I'll go Draconic Evolution. All the Draconic Evolution things come up. So Thermal Expansion doesn't exist.
But can you put you might not be able to put a space there.
Oh, thank you, Boris. But I'm pretty sure I've done it for other things. Like, cause it... What is this? Thermodynamics. That's not what I've typed in. Oh well. That's fine. We fixed it. Thank you, Boris. What were you saying?
Some rather serious point.
Oh, sorry.
No, it doesn't
just
matter.
getting
I wasn't sure where I was
confused.
going with it. It was kind of realizing that even though I'm in the same boat as Very Red Fox of kind of feeling like, I don't know, I still feel like when I come into a business that all of the younger employees are like, they're going to be my friends.
Yeah.
And like they're, you know, they're all the fun ones that we do fun things with. But the cafe, which is where I get most of my work from at the moment, went in there and realized they all looked at me like a boss. And they, like, no one would talk to me like a peer.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you're friends with the boss.
Yeah,
The boss brought you in, so you are now boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I get treated far too well when I'm there. Because I turn up and, like, the boss will just say, get him this, this, and this, and just feed me for free. So, and, like, they don't, I mean, they get free food, but they have to make it themselves. They don't have people serving them.
Yeah.
They don't serve each other. So the relationship's a bit off.
Yeah. I put all the things in the wrong machine anyway.
Oh. Joe Red Fox says, I think one of my teachers actually said to us that adults are just really big kids.
Sure are.
I think we kind of get our, I don't know, there's something that gets beaten out of us.
Yeah. Well, teenagers, this is something I learnt at uni, teenagers do have a quite important role in society, and it's because their brains are different to like any other age group.
Yeah.
And they exist to create new ideas, basically, like to challenge the ways that things are done and just make society better, even though that's not what a lot of people think teenagers can do.
When a previous job that I had, I actually worked for a wholesale fuel distributor, but they owned a service station as well. And part of my job was kind of overseeing the office that did, like, the back office that was behind that service station. And there were two kids in there. I say kids. One was 19, one was 18, I think, when they started. And yeah, so I had to like train them up, teach them how to do like basic bookwork and all the, you know, basically how to keep this place working. And then mostly just sort of check in every now and then and make sure it's still going. This actually wasn't my job, but the person that I was working with was supposed to be doing it, and she wasn't doing it. And so I just started doing it, and then it became my job. I remember that there was a meeting when the boss like turned to her and said, "So how were they doing downstairs?" Because like we were meeting upstairs at the time, obviously. Yeah, how are they doing downstairs? And she said, "Oh no, that's not my job. That's Boris's." I was like, "Oh, okay." So you just stop doing it. But I went.
That person was a hassle.
I went down there, and they actually became good friends. Ultimately, I'm still friends with one of them now, and the reason is because I decided partway through that I wasn't going to do my job properly, and that I wasn't going to teach them properly because I say properly, I mean the way that they wanted it to be done, because everything still got done perfectly fine, but I basically just let them be themselves. And we spent a lot of the day just messing around, pretty much just three kids messing around, and there was not a lot of oversight at this place. I was the one supposed to be doing the oversight, and there was no one overseeing me, so no one really noticed a difference because the exact same output was happening. It's just that before it was some, in quotes, adults who just got so bored of it that they were just as productive as a couple of teenagers who were actually having fun with their job. And the few times where I went to go teach one of them more, well, firstly, she put up such a strong... There were days where I would walk in and say, "Right, we have to learn this," and she would just say, "No." I go, "Okay, I'll come back tomorrow." And we would like slowly learn those things. But it got to a point where I was supposed to teach her more, and I could just tell that like she'd decided that this was not what she wanted to be doing with her life. And I just sort of went, "Yeah, I agree. You should be doing something different." And I just sort of let her coast, and I covered for her until she worked out what she was doing next. But I kind of like that's the reason I brought that up is that they weren't adults yet.
Yeah.
They were still kids just doing an adult job.
Mm.
And I didn't want to be the one that sort of beat whatever it is out of them.
Yeah.
To turn them into someone who would just do their job and nothing more and just be a drone, which is what I felt like. I didn't want to turn them into that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is your story.
Oh, well, it's bedtime.
Aw. But we always run late.
Yeah, I've got work tomorrow.
I should find out that Bernie said teenagers exist to be sweaty, pimply, horny, angsty messes. I have listened to stuff. There is I really wish I could, like, I would sound so much smarter if I could remember, like, quotes, the names, like, sources. I never can. There's some sort of scientist, either a neurologist or a psychologist or psychiatrist or something in the brain area. Some combination of them. She was the one that started work on, like, the concept of a teenager is just it's a marketing concept. Like, it's not a real thing, but coincidentally the brain around those years, she was the one that kind of figured out that it was significantly different in the way that it functioned, and that it was kind of stupid that we just say don't be that. That we just yell at them over and over again. Don't think the way that your brain is wired to think right now.
Oh man, stupid crystals.
But I found this particular scientist quite interesting. He had a lot of interesting ways that we could improve society for teenagers and in turn everyone else, because they don't have to deal with yeah it's like no one's gone. All teenagers they always sleep in and they're always tired. No one's thought to go, well, maybe we should just start school a little bit later.
Yeah, some countries have.
Yeah, they do. And I know that there are some, like, one of my cousins or something, they went to there's like a private school that starts later and stuff like that. Very Red Fox said, well, like, a lot of the classic romances involve teenagers to young adults. And I mean, like Jane Austen era kind of things. Yeah. The age of consent is quite a new concept.
Yeah.
And living in Japan, you can see the stagnation that can happen when we defer leadership to old people all the time. It just keeps old things in place for tradition's sake. Hasn't there been one political party in Japan that has been in government pretty much since the war? Which that doesn't, even if you agree with that and you're a supporter of that party, that just doesn't sound healthy. One of the characters in Pride and Prejudice is a captain from the army who is in his 30s and is considered beyond marriageable age. You know, one political party all the time. Japan's corporate world is also very feudal. Like, I have heard of, and I don't know how common this actually is in the real world. It could be just something like one of those facts that's kind of blown out of proportion. But I've heard of Japanese CEOs adopting like quite old people, people in their 20s and 30s, in order to make them their son and therefore the heir of that company.
How much garbage in these chests?
On a much, much smaller scale than that, like small town, small business scale. I've hated that. Like, I've only really worked for family businesses. Like, when I see that
I'm in a family business.
Yeah. No, you just happen to work for your mum, but you're
I
free
wouldn't
to
have a job if it wasn't for my mum.
But it's not like, I guess you do things for her in a kind of management way sometimes.
Yeah.
Like tell the new people how to do stuff, but that's all part of training. I'm sure the others have to do that. It's just because you're the oldest employee.
Yeah.
But no, I mean when you like walk into a business and it's like a family business since this date, and I feel like not shopping there.
Oh.
Because it sounds nice, but it just means, like, I think of all of the very qualified employees who have not been treated as well because they're not related, who should be running this place now if it was on merit. But instead we've got your idiot son. That's how Brody's went out of business.
I didn't know that. I thought they were just bad.
Yeah, well, they employed all of their family, and all of their family were idiots, and they went out of business.
All right. Well, I've run out of crystals, so I've got to stop.
All right. One final comment from Bernie over here. That's Germany. If I assume Very Red Fox has come across Bernie before. Bernie's on every Twitch channel. Over here, it's not uncommon for old nobility to adopt a commoner for money, just so the former commoner can now say the nobility. I would keep talking about that just so that you know, but Lyric would be cranky because it's bedtime.
No, I'm not cranky.
She's already cranky. If I say it enough, she will be cranky.
Of course, if you say I'm cranky enough, I'm gonna get cranky. No one likes being told what they feel. Alright, yeah, it's bedtime.
Yeah, you look like you're shutting down.
Yeah. Okay. I wish this llama had googly eyes. I'd like to see that. Maybe next time.
All right, so we're back next Monday, a couple of hours earlier than now.
Yeah.
The next thing from us is on Thursday at 8 p.m. our time, which is
Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Plus 10. That is This Week in 2001, where we go back in time 20 years and we relive this exact week. We've been watching TV shows and movies, reading news, all getting in the zone. Between then, Minty will be streaming at some point. There'll probably be a Minty stream. There might be an Anuba stream. And then Sunday, there should be a roleplay stream.
Maybe.
Yeah, depending how early we can get up.
Oh, I didn't even talk about my birthday.
Oh yeah, it's your birthday soon.
Soon. It's not my birthday today. I guess I can talk about my birthday next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.